Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tarita, owner of Tressings by Tarita. In today's video, I will be making 3 candles. I got a new size candle from Flaming Candle. This is a 4-ounce salsa jar that I want to test out. I'm thinking about offering sample packs for people who don't want to buy a large candle just yet and want to test out my candle to see if it's something they like. So I've never used this jar, so I'm going to be making my first candle in this size jar to test it out. These are my standard normal 2 size jars that I will be using for my candle line. This is a 12-ounce salsa jar, and this is a 16-ounce salsa jar. So I'm going to make 3 candles. I think I've gotten to the size wick that I think I need to use for my jars. And so I just want to do one last test to make sure it burns correctly. I've also received some new fragrances from the Flaming Candle, and I'm going to be mixing some fragrances. My first time mixing some fragrances. So the fragrances I have here that I want to try out and mix is this is white sage and citrus from the Flaming Candle, and lemon verbena fragrance oil. I'm going to mix these. I'm not sure how many parts of what I'm going to do yet, but I want to try these together. I also have Be Enchanted and Gardenia fragrance oil. All of these fragrances are from the Flaming Candle. So I want to test these 2 out because when I tried this one alone, it doesn't give a good hot throw. You guys let me know if you've tried this fragrance oil, if it gives you a good hot throw, but it hasn't been the best hot throw for me. Like I said, this one is called Be Enchanted. And then this is a winter fragrance from the Flaming Candle, but I believe that it could be an all year fragrance. This one is called Winter Fairy. To me, it doesn't smell wintry. It smells more like bubblegum, in my opinion. I like the way this smells alone. I want to see if I can get a little bit of a stronger bubblegum scent. So I bought a 1-ounce sample of the actual bubblegum fragrance oil from the Flaming Candle. So I'm going to try to mix those together. This by itself does not smell great. I smell the bubblegum, but it has an artificial smell to it. So I'm not sure if I'll be adding that once I make my candle for my line. I may just stick with this Winter Fairy by itself because it does smell good. But like I said, I wanted to see if I could get a little bit of a stronger hot throw. I may only do maybe 25% of this, and then, or 1 part this and 3 parts of this when I try it out. Like I said, I'm going to be using these 3 sizes, making 3 candles in these 3 sizes. And that is that. I'm also going to be using my actual big wax melter container this go around. When I've been testing my candles, because I haven't been making large batches of candles, I've been using the double boiler method every time I make a candle. So this go around, I'm going to be using this big boy and loading that up with wax and seeing how I like that. I'm also going to be using my other small wax warmer that I showed on another video that I got from Amazon for my beeswax, and seeing how this, logistically, how all of this is going to work out once I start making large amounts of candles. I know I won't be able to tell with this particular video because I'm making 3 different fragrance candles here, but let's just see. So first I'm gonna clean out my fragrance pitcher. This is just a spray bottle with alcohol. So I want to clean these out to get the old fragrance out. And I just got these from Walmart, just plastic measuring cups. I know some people use glass beakers. I would love to use those. And I probably will invest in that at a later time, but for right now, these will do. Clean out my jar. Flip this over. Make sure my wicks stick pretty good. Okay. I also have my piece of paper with my measurements and how much of everything I need. So now I'm going to load my wax. Let me see. Excuse the boxes over there, you guys. Hope I have it in the right direction so that when it starts to heat up, it doesn't drip. So I have a 45-pound box of wax. This is my first time putting a large amount of wax in my wax warmer. I think 3 scoops should be enough. I'm going to put the temperature to start off on like 185. And then I have my other wax warmer. Let me show you. Right here. And I have turned this one on. And I'm waiting for that wax to warm up as well. So let's go ahead and wick our jars. So for this small jar that I've never tested or tried, I'm going to try out a single Eco 1 wick in this jar. And I have some 3-inch Eco 1 wicks. The diameter on this container, I believe, is 2.3 inches wide. So I'm just gonna eyeball it and try to place it as close to the center as I possibly can. So I use the same size wick for these 2 jars. They're both the same diameter. So typically when I wick this one, after I cut my wick, I save the other part, and I bought wick tabs so that I could reuse those because this is only about 3.5 inches tall. And so just to try to save on wicks, I use the other, I recycle and use the other half. This is a HTP series wick that I'm using for these jars. I tried Eco, as you saw in a testing video. I tried Eco wicks, and I just think that it's burning too hot. So it's either burning too cool and not giving me a full wax pool and melting it all the way to the sides of the jar, or it's burning too hot with the Eco wick for this jar, my experience. So if you've been successful with wicking these jars in Eco wicks, let me know how that went for you. But for me, the jar either got too hot or it was too cool. So I switched to HTP wicks, and I kind of found a happy medium as far as the jar not getting too hot. So I got this tool from Candle Science, and I use this to double wick both of these other jars. These jars have a line on the side, so I kind of try to get it directly in the middle. This Candle Science wicking tool isn't perfect, but it hasn't been too bad for me. And there we have it. I use this tool to just make sure it's smushed down and not lifting up. So now I have to reset it for this jar. You reset it by just twisting these to let it fall, kind of like where you want it. You see how it's all the way down, and then I lift it up just a little bit and tighten it to get the length that I want it to. So about right here will be fine. So I tighten this so that it doesn't drop all the way down. Same for this one. Lift it up. Lift it up to about right there. Tighten it. Oops. The knob fell down, but that's okay. So now when I put it in here, it doesn't touch the bottom all the way. As you can see, it doesn't touch the bottom. And these are magnetized, and that's why it is staying on. I think it's a little bit off-centered, but hopefully it will burn evenly. I think it's kind of off, actually. It's more to the right. So we're just gonna see if that lines up correctly. It's the only thing I don't like about this wick setter. It moves. So let's pour our fragrance oils. So for the small candle, I'm gonna do 25%. I'm gonna do this one, this Be Enchanted and Gardenia. And I'm gonna do 25% Gardenia and 75% Be Enchanted. So this is gonna be 6.63 grams. Now it's showing 6 grams. I'm just gonna leave it like that. And I'm gonna try as close as possible to get this to 2 grams, 2.21. That's close enough. I have my fragrance oil for my first candle measured out. So let's tear this out. And I want to get as close to 79 grams as possible. So that's about 80 grams. So that's going to be close enough. Now I am going to tear this out and weigh out my beeswax, which is about 9 grams. The temperature on the beeswax is at about 275, so I turned it off. And I'm just gonna pour it right on. The good thing about this pitcher is that it can easily pour. So I just need about 9 grams of beeswax. So I'll tear that out. Ooh, I measured it a little bit too much. So hopefully this turns out right, you guys. I probably should have measured it separately and not directly in the beeswax that I'm using. But that's okay. I need to pour my fragrance. Ooh, it's doing something funky that I've never seen before. This is new. I don't know if this is going to turn out right because I'm making such a small candle. I may go downstairs and do the double boiler method because I think it cooled too fast. Yeah, I think it might have cooled too fast. So let me go double boil this to get this heated up because the wax is not melted. You see it's got chunks in there? It's not melted well. So let me go do that and come back. So while my double boiler is warming up that wax that I just did, I'm gonna go ahead and make the second candle. So which is the middle size candle. So let me get a picture. So I can go ahead and measure out my my waxes. So this time I'm gonna start with the beeswax. It might be easier to pour. I'm gonna have to definitely invest in an extension cord for this wax picture. So what I need is 21 grams of beeswax. And now I need 190 grams of wax. So I need 6 grams. 14 grams of this. So I want to pour this in. Spoon. Gotta move fast. I think I like my double boiler method a bit better. So now I'm going to pour. I think I got a perfect measurement on that. So I'm just gonna sit this to the side. Perfect measurement. And I'm gonna go downstairs and get that small candle. So this is heated up. So I'm going to pour this small candle. It's a little bit more than I wanted. Ooh, that's a little bit high. So I'm gonna sit this to the side. Okay, so let's see if I can get this third candle done correctly and in the right order. First, clean out my fragrance picture one more time. And now I'm going to use 75% of this Winter Fairy fragrance. So I measured that perfectly this to go around. So for beeswax, I need about 34 grams. Let's try to get this right. So that's 34 grams. And now I need 304 grams of 454. So that is 304 grams. Check my temperature again and then pour in my fragrance. Stir for 2 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes and the temperature is a little bit below 150. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour. And just make sure my wicks are down. Good. Okay, so let's go ahead and pour. Did I do a perfect pour? A perfect pour! So my 4-ounce jar, I need to work on that because that was over poured. And so my candles are made and I will show you what they look like after they dry. So it is the next day, you guys, and these are the candles. So now I am going to marble these candles. If you follow my channel, you know that I specialize in marbleized candles. I wouldn't say specialized, but my candles, how they differ from others is that they are marbled, colored marble candles. So I'm going to go ahead and marble these candles. I just wanted to go through the full process with you all so that you can just see how I do what I do. This will be my first time marbleizing this size of a candle, so I'm not sure how this is going to work, but we will see. So I guess I'll start with this one. This is the Be Enchanted fragrance mixed with gardenia. So because it's giving garden vibes, I think I'm going to use a green candle dye for this one. I use liquid candle dyes from the Flaming Candle. So to marbleize my candles, I use, this is just a skewer that I got from Walmart. And of course, the candle dye and a heat gun. So I always start off, this is a small candle. I'm not gonna put too many holes. So I just go along the side and poke a hole. So I probably just do 2 for this candle since it's small. Sometimes I do, depending on the potency of the wax. If it's a dark color wax, then I put less because once it's melted. And then I just use the skewer and I just dab it a little bit. Put a little bit of candle dye on the tip of it. And then I go back into those holes and just put it in there like that. I'm not sure if this will be enough on here to do the other side, but so hopefully you can see that. So for right now, I'm just gonna try out. I'm not gonna re-dip it. This may be enough. And then I'll just keep going. So I don't know if you can see. And so I just go around the candle. So sometimes when it's like taking a little bit of a longer time than I want, I will help it out. I will help out the marbling technique a little bit. So as you can see, so I'm going to push this to the side. This one is a lemony type fragrance. So I'm going to color this one yellow. Just keep it simple. So just like the other one, I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to poke some holes down the middle to just double check to make sure there are no air pockets and sinkholes. Sometimes I will get that with this size jar, but I didn't have any sinkholes in the smaller one, so that's good. I do feel some sinkholes as I'm poking holes in this candle. So that's that. And like, once again, I am going to put a hole on either side of this candle. I've never used yellow so far, so I don't know how potent the yellow is. So we will see together. So as I did before, I'm going to just poke and put a hole down both sides where I already poked a hole. And I don't know if you'll be able to see yellow against this white well, but we will see how that goes. Start off by getting so I just finished marbling this one, so it needs to dry. I'm going to sit this to the side. This is how the smaller one is drying. And I have one more, which is the larger one. This is a bubblegum type fragrance, so I'm gonna try to make some type of pink. So I have a magenta, just as before. I'm gonna poke some holes down the center